views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff and management of WWDB-TV.
Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out.
Hi, welcome to. We got to take our masks off. They can't hear us. Hi.
Yeah, absolutely.
Welcome to another episode of Babes in Voiceland Go Video. See, you couldn't hear me at first. I had on that. But it's mandatory now in Nevada that anywhere we go, we have to wear a mask. But
she had to bring that up. You know, we were mask free. We were mask free.
We were doing pretty good, too.
We were, but now they want us. But can I just say this, you guys?
Anything you want.
And you guys, don't be a mask hole, please. You know what I'm talking about, and you know who you are. Don't be a mask hole. And it doesn't matter if you're for or against. If you're going to be yelling at people about it, you're a mask hole, so don't be one. That's
just,
all.
You know what, though? Be, what's the word?
No, don't be a mask hole. That's it.
You know what? Be considerate of us. Because let me tell you something.
Now she's going to do it.
She's picking a side.
Now she's going to do it.
Because listen, if I go in the grocery store, I put it on. But you know why I'm not?
Yeah, we have to.
I don't want to mess my hair for the camera, so I got one of these old ones with the elastic goes all the way around.
My hair.
My hair. I don't have like you guys with the ear things. Do you want to know where I got this mask?
How old is it, Beth?
Okay. You all know
That's
my
the
Aunt
real
Ethel was a
question.
nurse, awesome nurse, who passed away in 2007. And when we had to wear masks, I said to Grady, we've got to have some masks in Ethel's medical stuff. Has to be.
13-year-old mask.
And he says to me, you know what? I got those masks in the garage in case I have to work on the car.
Oh.
So what did she have? N95.
Wow.
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know what? Here's my system. When I'm done, I just spray it inside and out with alcohol. That's what I do, because you can't wash this. But
actually, if you put it out in the sunshine for a half an hour, it'll kill whatever germs are on it. Just thought I'd let you know that.
Okay.
Yeah.
See? Helpful hints.
Whatever your
from
system
the babes.
is, we're happy.
I guess there isn't a statute, like a expiration date on it, like with food and things.
No, it's just material.
Yeah, I guess.
It's just material. It doesn't. It's just material. It doesn't matter.
Isn't that funny though?
I mean, it's looking a little worn now because I've used it.
Yeah, it's killing the material.
Well, I've used
balls
it
on
and
it, right?
sprayed it quite a bit, but they said a second and a half of alcohol, it will.
Oh God, are we ever going to be over
Things
this?
in
Yeah,
Beth's
we will.
garage.
Listen, the things in my garage.
But that's a different show.
That's a different show.
We have too much to cover in this show.
We should do that one time.
Absolutely. Oh,
we should.
like a
we should go in there
remote?
and
Oh yeah, we could work on that pogo stick if it's still in there and jump up and down.
It's like
on
a
it.
treasure hunt.
Did I
in
give
there.
that to somebody?
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But it's all fun stuff. It's all fun stuff.
So,
Anyway,
I was just wondering, I have a question for you guys.
Okay.
What is it that you missed the most when we were on lockdown and we couldn't get together and we were kind of stuck in our homes?
everybody knows they don't have to ask me that. Red Rock.
not the nature
Oh, no.
trails
no, I don't
and
care
the
about that. No, the
not-
casino.
The casino. Yeah, we knew that.
The casino. Okay,
Yeah,
what
well-
did you miss the most?
Well, I was going to have you expound a little on finally being able to get back to Red Rock.
And
just
what
how it
happened
co-
within 29 minutes of you sitting your butt down in front of a machine?
Okay, let me tell you. Because should I put the picture? I'll put the picture in the video.
Oh, your newspaper clipping.
Yeah,
She
just
made
tell,
the
just
news.
tell them how
Grady
lucky
and
you
I
were,
get in
please.
there, we sit down, I'm playing a machine. Grady's a couple things over, he's only doing nickels, but you know, me, quarters, oh God, it's been so long. And I see all these guys with cameras. I'm like, why are they here? And a waitress comes over to bring me a beer, and they're taking her picture. And I'm looking at them, and they go, can we take your picture? Can you take my picture? Do you have to ask twice?
No.
Yeah, take
Just
my
having
picture.
a good hair night.
Yeah.
So while we're just I've been there a half hour. Diana's right.
Uh-huh.
So while we're sitting there talking, and I'm talking to these guys, just shooting the breeze, playing, and I'm playing the Super Times machine, and 8 comes up. You know,
Nobody understands that part of it. Just
If
tell them
you
how much
get
money you
8,
won.
If you get 8, whatever
She's
you win
gonna
is
do it
times
anyway.
8. And I got 2 aces. I'm like, please God, let me have 4 aces. I did. And what happens? I hit the button, aces with a kicker for $4,040.
And she made it into the newspaper.
Yep.
So well, do you know what? I had to tell them. I'm like, guys, the machine hit. They're like, what? What? I'm like, take a picture of this machine.
Take a picture of me
It says $4
with the
grand.
machine. Do you know, wait, she was so anxious,
I
so
was so
anxious
excited.
to get in there when they reopened the Red Rock Casino that she was there at 12:01 a.m. in line already.
Oh, I was
so
there a
that she
little
could
earlier.
walk
Yeah, I had to
in
get in
as soon
line.
as it opened
Yeah.
at 12:01 a.m.
Well, listen,
She's got a thing.
if whatever you love, if it was closed, you couldn't wait
Till
to
it
be
opened.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
That's
now
it.
we know what Beth missed the most. How about you, Terry?
Yeah.
I have to say I missed this.
Yeah.
Getting together and
Yes.
talking with my friends.
Yeah.
Getting that
Yes.
social
That's true.
interaction.
Yeah.
I had a house full because the oldest moved back home. My
Right.
husband's there. My other 2 kids. So I've got the 3 kids, the dog, the husband, a full house. So it wasn't like I was lonely. A lot more laundry, a lot more cooking, I was busy.
Yeah.
Because the house is full and a mess. But I missed this.
We don't want to
Yeah.
talk about that.
We were
Or maybe
texting
we
and
do.
staying in touch, but we.
But it's
you
not
know,
the same. It's not that same face-to-face interaction.
Yeah.
And that's what I missed the most. I mean, I was busy with work when it first hit because
Mm-hmm.
teachers, we were still working and finding ways to connect with
Yeah,
the
it was
kids and the
crazy.
parents. And we were very busy, quickly, scrambling to figure out how is this going to work.
Right.
But it's that day-to-day contact with people that you care about,
Yeah.
and that you
Right.
want to see, and that
Right.
you enjoy having conversations with. And that's what I missed. I missed this. This
Yeah.
is really what
That's-
I
that is
missed
true.
the most.
That is true.
Okay, so that's kind of what I was going to say as well, because we all think alike. You guys know me.
Oh God, the workout at the gym.
The gym. I missed it. But here's the ironic part. I've been retired for a while, and it gets kind of boring, I'm not going to lie. So I used to just sit there and moan about the fact, oh dear God, the only places I get to go are the gym and the grocery store and Target. The
But
gym
you
and the
missed
grocery
it.
store and Target. And then when I couldn't go, I was like, oh my God, I miss going to the gym and the grocery store and Target. So you just never know you never know what you got
know
till
what?
it's gone.
And that is a very good lesson you're teaching everyone. Appreciate what you have and what you can do.
Yeah.
And when life throws you lemons, you want to make a little lemonade, no matter what it is. It's true.
Yeah.
You can make the best of everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So,
we now know what we missed the most.
yes.
Another one of the questions, we actually started getting some questions after we put out our video that said, hey, we're coming back, we're going to be
Yeah.
in the studio.
Hope
We
you
actually
saw
got
it.
a couple of our loyal viewers send us a couple of questions.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have, this is the one you guys are going to be answering, I know, as soon as we ask it. What could you or couldn't you find in the stores?
I have to think about that.
Gosh.
You go first.
Oh, hello, the obvious toilet paper, paper towels, Kleenex. But the issue I'm having is what still isn't in the stores months after everything reopened.
Disinfectant wipes.
It's not just that. Dishwasher stuff, toilet bowl stuff, anything that cleans is still not there. So,
It's still hit or miss.
food, yes. Cleaning products, no.
Well, there was a bit of a shift from the cleaning products and the paper products to meat, because, like I said, I have a house full of people,
Right.
And I have
Well,
teenagers.
That's why you noticed you have a
and
house
so
full
the
of
meat,
people.
yeah, less chicken, less beef. The quality of the hamburger has gone down. We're really switched over to ground turkey now because that's a little
didn't
easier
notice.
to get.
I really didn't
But yeah,
notice.
there's a big difference in the meats because we're carnivores in my house. But yeah, just noticing the price difference. And I go to the grocery store, it's almost $300.
Yeah.
It's like a Costco trip anymore.
You know what I
And it's
really,
really
didn't
expensive.
notice because I have an extra freezer and we're always just 2 of us. but
Again,
we're always
so we
stocked
have
up.
13-year-old face masks, and then we have a couple of
Still
freezers
good.
with a bunch of meat in it at Beth's house. Actually, if there
All
was
still good.
ever like a natural disaster, I would move in with Beth for a little while
Yeah.
because she's basically got
I had plenty
everything.
of toilet paper, let me tell you. No, but really, I if I see something on sale, I do stock up on it. That's how we grew up when we were kids.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's more economic to buy it in bulk when it's on sale.
Yeah.
And that's how I always shopped. Well, I have a
You guys know that
household,
because you do
but-
the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
leave it till it gets old or anything. You know, we use it, but it's just if it's on sale, stock up, and then you don't have to shop for a
My
while.
mother does that, and she's got friggin' baggies in her pantry under the stairs that have been in there for 10 years, but she keeps buying more of the same
don't do
size
that.
because they're on sale. Anyway,
Well, if we
I
need
know,
baggies, we know where to go. Your mother's house.
absolutely, absolutely. Okay, what else did we get asked?
What else did we get asked? Let's see.
I don't know. I've got my questions here too. I could probably take a look at.
What did you accomplish or not accomplish during lockdown?
Oh, Terry?
Oh.
Now, is this we're talking about
Terry?
when we were totally locked down?
Yeah. And when it first started, because a lot of people didn't have to work, and a lot of people were at home. So I know a lot of people were like, oh yeah, I'm going to deep clean the house. I'm going to do my spring cleaning. I'm going to get on this project and that project. I'm going to finish this.
I'm going to learn how to speak
that.
Italian.
Yeah, you know, all kinds
So
of
what
crazy
did you
stuff like that.
accomplish? I want to know.
You guys know we have an ongoing thing with Terry's house, right? You remember that?
Oh,
Okay.
I wasn't even thinking of that.
did.
Yeah, you were.
I
No, I
did
wasn't.
deep clean
Yeah.
the family room, the
Yeah.
game room. I took everything out of all the corners, deep cleaned everything, put that room back real nicely, did the blinds. One room, got one room done.
Okay.
And then it was just
Scrambled.
life. And then it was, like I said, I did a lot still with work.
Yeah.
I was still working.
Yeah.
My husband was still working. He's considered essential. My oldest was still working.
Right.
The kids still had to go to school. So it wasn't like there was a lot of downtime, but I
Right.
kept thinking, okay, I've got all this time and everyone's going to think I have to do something with it.
Right.
I'm going to have to get the house done. I'm going to have to emerge, kind of like my hero, Linda Hamilton in
Terminator.
the Terminator. I mean, she is buff. I'm thinking, okay, she's 60 something. All right, I got months. Before I come back out, I can lose all this weight I've been putting on the last year. Yeah. So I had this long list that I thought was reasonable, that I thought people would expect I should do while I was in lockdown.
But you didn't do it.
No,
Okay. well.
I didn't.
How about you?
How about me? Well, let me tell you. There is not too much to do, and poor Grady, there was no racing for a while.
Oh, God.
Poor Grady.
Was he watching reruns?
Yes.
Oh, dear God.
He
So was my
was.
husband.
I'm like, what is this?
And boxing matches from 1987. I'm like,
I'm like, babe, what is this race? From 1987, blah, 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 blah.
That's a good year.
And he
Next
already
one,
knew who won.
1985, 2003. God bless. He made him
hang
happy.
on, Beth, there's a wreck coming up. Because he would know that. Grady would know that.
He would.
From 1987.
He would. I know. Poor guy. He can't even do his race time with Grady Toy Show because they've closed down the bull ring and
Yeah.
there's nobody at the speedway. So, but that's another story. But mostly, you know what we did?
What'd you do?
We were just lazy. We sat around watching TV. Grady's into those Sudoku puzzles, you know, with the numbers. And I played a lot of games on my phone. I had nothing to edit because we had to close the studio. So.
And we didn't get together.
No, we didn't get to. We texted, but we did a couple three-way calls for fun. But you know what? I really didn't mind it. It was kind of nice to just chill out and have nothing to do.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it for a while, to be honest. Didn't bother me one bit.
Yeah.
And listen, if I did get lonely for the casino, I go upstairs. I got the video poker machine by
That's
the
right.
pool tables.
Again, if there was ever a natural disaster, but we still had power,
Come to
we
my
could go
house.
to Beth's house, we could shoot pool, we could swim in the pool, we could cook for months out of her freezer.
Yeah.
We could play games
And
upstairs.
if there's no power, we got the barbecue. So we're
That's
good.
Beth's house.
We're good.
In case of a natural disaster or another shutdown.
What did you do, my dear?
Not nearly what I thought that I would. See, here's the bad thing
Okay.
about having too much time on your hands. You look at something that needs to be done and you think to yourself, I could do that tomorrow.
Yes.
Because if I do it now, I won't have something to
that
do
a
tomorrow.
million
So I
times,
can do that tomorrow. And then 37, 46, 95 tomorrows later, you're still looking at the same thing that you're like, I could do that tomorrow. So I didn't get as much done as my mind thought I should have, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I did get my workouts done at home, not nearly as effective as what I did at the gym. I did get out and walk my dog every day, which
Good.
was good for him and me. And I did some things around the house.
Okay, before we go any further, your windscreen is falling off your mic.
I'm falling apart.
Just stick it back
Well, you
on.
know what? On that note, I think is it time for a break for one of our sponsors?
Yes, we have a sponsor. We've got a couple of them. Let's take a break from our sponsors and we'll be right back.
Be right back. Wow.
The Impact Press is a new revolutionary training iron that is designed to improve how you deliver the club to the ball, called the Moment of Truth. This ingenious training aid was invented by Bill Schmettis, an award-winning PGA teaching professional who has been voted one of America's top young teachers. The patented design of the Impact Press simply forces golfers to see and understand how they should move their body, hands, arms, and release for tour-quality ball striking. Another great thing about the Impact Press is that it can be used both inside and outside or away from the ball to improve motor pattern, providing the feedback needed to take your game to the next level. The Impact Press is for all ages and abilities who are looking to vastly improve both body and club movement at impact. The Impact Press is used and endorsed by top teachers and coaches in both Golf Digest and Golf Magazine's Top 50 and Top 11 golf instructors. The bottom line is, feeling is believing. Better ball striking, better scores, more fun. Go to ImpactPressGolf.com. That's ImpactPressGolf.com.
And we're back. As promised, this is our 4th of July show.
Yes.
Yes, because we are independent and we are out of quarantine. We still have to wear masks, but this is Babes Break Quarantine. Babes are
4th of
free from
What-
quarantine.
Oh,
Yes.
Before I forget,
What?
July 3rd, Beezy's birthday. Happy
Beezy!
birthday, Beez.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Beez!
birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Beezy. Happy birthday to you. And many more.
Many more. Move to Vegas.
Absolutely.
We keep telling
Yeah.
her. Move to Vegas.
She needs to.
You
Get
can
out
be
of
on the
Chicago.
show, Beez.
Yeah.
There you go.
No?
That would be
Yeah,
fun.
we got plenty of room on the bench.
right here.
Speaking of shows,
I'll scoot over a little toward Diana. There you
speaking
go.
of shows,
Oh. Uh-oh.
That would be fun.
speaking of shows,
Speaking of shows,
No.
yeah, we have to tell what happened.
well, yes, we do. Should we talk about how
So much for our
Babes
close-up.
almost got a clue?
Yes, Babes almost got a clue. All right,
almost did.
here's the deal. I love game shows, you know.
Yeah.
Years ago, I was on, what was I on? Let's Make a Deal, and just, you know, back in the 80s and stuff. So Grady sees in the paper that a show, Get a Clue, it's really a good show, is having auditions. So to
Here
make a
in
long
Vegas.
right here in Vegas. So I'm thinking, wouldn't it be cool for the three of us to be a team on Get a Clue? Because it's a 3-person team. So I go through the application, whatever, the girl calls me. So I'm all excited, oh my God, and they're like sounding like they really want us on the show.
Oh, but we
And-
had to pick a team name because you have to pick a team name.
Yep.
We thought it was fun. We were going to be Babes Get a Clue.
Yeah.
Or Babes Got Game. We weren't sure which, but it was going to be one of those.
We would have
Okay.
asked you guys for your
It
input.
was really looking good. Okay, so we are so excited. She said, all right, I'm going to send you an application, fill it out. Tomorrow we're going to call, we'll do a mock game. So we get this application. I haven't looked at it yet. Diana calls and goes,
Oh, yeah.
this thing is like 62 questions
Yep.
long.
Yep.
I'm like, what? I've never seen a game
What's
show
your
do
bra
that.
size? What's your favorite color?
Have you ever had a restraining order against someone? Did anyone have a restraining order
Against
against
you?
What? And we want access to your military records.
Oh, and they also wanted access to all of your social media.
Yes.
Facebook, Instagram, what's the
Not
other
cool.
ones? Facebook, Instagram,
Snapchat.
Snapchat, yeah, they wanted access, yeah.
Question 61. If anybody's going to go on this game show, I will forward the application for you to look at it first because I do have it in my email and there's no law against me doing that. But here's Question 61, paragraph 5.
Now, none of the other stuff dissuaded us. We were still going through with it.
I wasn't
all of
that
this.
nosy
This
they
is
were.
the one that stopped us. I just wanted
I'll
to
just
throw
read you
that
the
in there.
first 2 sentences. I recognize that proof of damages suffered by producer and network in the event that I breach any provisions of paragraph 5 will be costly to them, difficult or inconvenient. Accordingly, I agree to pay producer and network the sum of $1 million per breach plus
Plus what? It doesn't even
plus disgorgement. Disgorgement?
Plus?
Disgorgement.
We stopped at
any
$1 million.
money
We stopped at $1 million. We're like, what? I could lose my
What
house.
we called? Grady's looking at this going, what? So, if you want to go on Get a Clue, you have to agree that if there's anything you said in the application they don't like, they're going to come after you for $1 million.
Or if you did that wasn't true,
Yeah.
and it caused them liability because maybe somebody looked into your background and found something unsavory, and here you were a contestant on their show, and it brought them shame, they could sue you for $1 million
Per breach.
per breach. Yeah.
So,
And the crazy part is you can only win 10,000.
I know that.
hey, I do better than that in the casino.
Yes, she
okay?
does.
All right,
29
moving on.
minutes into
we don't want to give
opening.
them. I love the show, but we don't want to give them any more publicity.
So that was our
Enough.
foray into a game show. That doesn't mean we might not find one later down the road
A
that we
nicer
can
one.
You know
win.
what though? If that's standard language,
It's,
no.
Listen, I called Sunday and she said,
crazy.
Beth, people go down to Prices Right and lets them get to all the time. They get in line to go on. I've never heard of anybody having that.
Yeah.
Never.
And there's some
So-
crazy people on that show. I'm sure they didn't do background checks on all of them.
not-
But you
Listen.
guys, we were going to go on
Just like crazy.
and we wanted to wear our babes shirts.
been
And then what
fun.
did they tell us when they were going to do the audition? You can't have any shirts on with logos, blah blah. Blah. So
Whatever.
It wouldn't have worked for us
Enough.
anyways.
Enjoy us here. There you go. All
That
right.
is true.
Terry has an awesome thing. Tell us what you have.
I do. And I don't even remember where I picked this up, which is funny because it's a do you remember bin of cards for questions. And I had picked it up thinking it would be fun, like at night while you're quarantined, asking questions of the family to be able to reminisce about things, or just whenever you have any kind of get together. Kids
Right.
don't know much about
Yeah.
what it was like when we were kids or how things have changed, and their memories of things are way different than ours.
Do you know what? I just want to throw this in for 1 second. We were thinking about they don't remember things. When my nieces were out here a couple weeks ago, they're 9 and 12, I taught them how to record on a cassette recorder. They had never seen a cassette or a cassette recorder, jam box, you know.
Yeah, most
So-
people probably haven't seen
To me, that's like normal equipment, a cassette recorder. Anyway, proceed. Sorry, I had to throw that in.
No, that is okay. So I did find this card that I thought was pretty funny. Well, not funny, but I thought it would be very interesting. Do you remember the first band or singer you really, really liked?
Oh, yes.
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, I do.
Who is it?
It was Barbara Streisand. And I was 4 years old, and I've been a ham my entire life. So I used to, it was kind of like living room karaoke. I used to sing to my parents. I used to sing along to Barbara Streisand albums, and I would put on performance in the living room. So that's going all the way back, yes.
Wow, that's not what I expected.
I know.
I was
didn't
thinking
either.
more rock and the posters on your walls. And
Oh, well, that's a whole nother story.
That's
That would have been
another era.
David Bowie, and he was plastered all over my room and hanging from my air vents. So, yeah.
yeah, but that is really interesting, Barbara
Yes,
Streisand.
Barbara Streisand.
Interesting.
When I was 4 years old.
Very cool.
Yep.
What about you, Beth?
There is no question. Ricky Nelson,
Oh, my
hero.
God, like we even needed to
Ricky,
ask.
my hero. Oh, my God.
Garden Party, hello.
And
you know
I
it's playing in
did-
your head now.
I did get to meet him once and had my picture taken with him. Maybe I'll throw it up here on the show.
I think you should.
Yeah.
My hero.
Garden
Ricky.
Party could be our outro
Oh, my
music.
God.
Oh,
That-
wow.
I love.
We could.
I
And what
still
about
love
you,
Ricky Nelson.
Oh,
You know what's my favorite song from him? It's on one of his very early albums. I was just a kid, but I knew
Right.
every word to all these songs. It's a song called I'll Walk Alone, and it's a really beautiful song, and he had so much cool reverb on his voice, and that's what it is. I'll Walk
can
Alone
tell.
by Ricky Nelson.
YouTube, I'll Walk Alone, Ricky Nelson.
Look it up.
Look it up.
yeah.
Terry.
I was very eclectic, and I liked what everyone else was listening to. The Eagles, when I was a kid, that they were more of
Always
a
easy
teenager.
to get along with. Always.
Yeah.
I'll go along with the crowd.
I liked the Eagles. My dad, the very first album I ever owned was John Denver, because my dad bought it for me.
Oh, I
and
love
I knew
John Denver.
all of his songs, and Neil Diamond,
I love him too.
because that was what my dad bought me. So those were the albums, and I listened to them over and over again.
Cool.
You know, I had a little record player, and it would spin around.
Okay, we got to flip this for a second. So, what was the first concert you went to?
My first concert, it was, I remember most of it.
Oh, it was
Not
one
all
of those.
Yeah. It was Phil Collins, the band he was in, where he was the drummer.
Genesis.
Yes, Genesis. That was my very first concert.
Wow.
And it was outdoors, Pine Knob.
Wow.
And yeah, he was awesome, Phil Collins.
I'll bet. I saw
And
him
Genesis was very good.
here in town.
Yeah, yeah.
And Bethy?
Your first concert.
You know what? I'm not really sure what my first concert was.
It was in the 60s, so it's kind of a blur.
No, but I know I did see Jim Morrison in the Doors.
Damn!
Wow.
And you're not going to believe this. I had tickets to the 1964 Beatles concert at White Sox Park in Chicago. And I was just, 11, 12, something like that. Wow. And because, all the screaming girls, they talked me out of going because they were afraid it would be dangerous. But I still have the tickets on my wall.
I'll bet you do.
I do.
My first concert was War, Wet Willie, and Flash Cadillac. It was right here in Vegas.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool.
So was it an outdoor venue?
I was 15. No, it was actually in the Cinerama, which was this big domed venue on Paradise Road. I'll never forget it. And I had to wheedle and beg and cajole to let me go. I was 15 when I went, and it was just awesome.
Wow.
It was fun.
Wow.
Far cry from Barbra Streisand, I must say. But
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
what else you got in there?
Oh, well, gosh, the other one that I was thinking, and it's back to that similar time frame, actually. Do you remember your prom, and who was your date?
Well, I didn't go to prom, believe it or not. I did not go to prom in high school because the guy that I was dating, Don Eisentrout, was this really awesome musician, and he was a really great guitarist, and he was kind of like out there, and he was too cool for proms. He had already graduated, and that wasn't what he wanted to do, so I didn't go to any proms in high school.
None?
None.
I am so surprised.
I know,
am
see?
stunned.
See? No proms for me because I was dating a rock and roll musician, and he
you know
wasn't into
what?
that.
We'll have to make a
Wow.
pretend prom.
Oh, God, no.
And we'll all go.
Yeah,
No. I'm okay. I'm good with that.
Well, maybe we'll just get together with some wine and listen to the music that would have been at the prom.
Okay.
Well, that's doable.
Okay.
How about
That's
you?
definitely doable. I didn't go to my senior prom.
What?
Well, I grew up
Well-
in Michigan. My parents moved me to Southern California for my senior year. So my senior year was like, I could have cared less about it.
Right.
It was all new people, no one I had connections with, no one I cared about. When I was a junior, though, my boyfriend at the time was a senior. So I went to his prom.
So she had the
So
prom
I did
experience.
go to a prom. I did wear a dress. I did, get to experience a prom, but it wasn't my prom. It was my boyfriend's. Yeah.
I guess come to think of it, mine's even funnier.
Okay.
Because I did go, but listen, now you had the freshmen and sophomores, the frosh-off dance, and so I went all the years to whatever there was.
Of course you did.
But the senior prom, I don't know how this happened. BZ and I had blind dates to the senior prom.
What?
What?
How funny is that? I don't remember what happened, who we were dating, what we weren't doing. I don't remember, but
How do you get a blind
Oh, no,
date
wait, maybe
to your
that was
senior
at the
prom?
A double blind date for a senior prom.
well, a friend of ours, her boyfriend had a bunch of guys, and we went, oh, no, wait a minute.
So it was
Maybe
a group
that was
date?
the junior prom. Was it the junior or the senior?
So she went to
One of
all
them-
of her proms.
So she
I
does-
did go to
I
all
went
of
to
them.
Blurry.
none. Terry went to one.
One
Okay.
of them, we had great guys we were dating. I think it was the senior prom.
I want
don't
pictures.
remember what happened.
You got to
Yeah.
find pictures and pop them up.
I
You
got
got to.
pictures.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do.
Watch.
hair.
I
and the
went
dress.
with,
They'll be right
with
behind
a guy
us.
named CB, and BC was with Jim Schwick. They were
Were those
buddies of
people
this
at
guy.
your reunion that you went to last
Oh,
year?
they didn't even go to our school.
Oh, well, then I guess the answer to that
so-
question is no.
But I did go to all the other dances and all the other stuff. I had whoever I was dating at the time. So, but isn't
Wow.
that funny? We had blind dates. But we had a great time. And then we had the picnic the next day. It rained out the whole picnic. It was.
Well, darn it.
That's all I remember. I don't know.
All right, then.
But it was fun. We had a good time. You can always have a good time.
Well, I didn't because I didn't go, so I wouldn't know.
You were probably sitting in some club somewhere watching him perform.
Yeah. It was awesome. I'll have to get you a picture of Don. You could pop it up there.
Yeah, if you can find it in time for editing, do it.
I
I'll
will
pop
zip
up
it to
there.
you today because you know I've already got it downloaded on my computer.
Oh my God.
We're still friends to this day, by the
Really?
way.
Oh, how
nice.
cool.
We are.
Well, you're friends with a lot of your exes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
My theory is
Do all
that
your
if you
exes live
cared,
in Texas?
no, none of them live there, honey. My theory is if you cared enough about somebody to
That's
spend a
true.
portion of your life with them, then whether it works out or not, you should be able to continue on a friendship. And I don't have a single bitter relationship with anybody I've ever dated. I'm friends with people I dated from high school all the way to this day.
Yeah,
So-
I'm not friends with
That's
everybody,
awesome.
but I
Yeah.
am friends with some guys I went out with. We're just,
Yeah,
friends.
it's awesome. It's just awesome.
Good people are good people. You should never forget them.
Absolutely.
That's true.
Wisdom from Beth.
So what are we going to wind up with? What else do we have to talk about as we're
Oh my gosh.
almost ready to...
Well, it's summer. I'm starting to look like a fudgesicle. So as the season progresses, I'm going to be looking browner and browner, and that's just how that goes. Actually, it was a friend of ours that had said, I posted a picture of a beach vacation a couple years ago. She put a comment on the thing. She goes, I know this probably isn't appropriate, but I'm looking at you in the middle of all those people, and you look like a fudgesicle.
We should have put the beach background.
No, we'll do that another
We'll
day.
do another show with the beach
Yeah.
background because I liked our beach show last year. That was fun.
That was fun.
Okay.
We have to take another remote
The
trip.
next few shows will come with our hats and beach
Do a
clothes.
virtual-
and we'll
virtual
do a
trip.
beach. We'll do a beach show. We'll pretend we're at the beach again.
Yeah. Let's go to the beach
Yeah, we like the beach.
with no masks.
No masks.
No
at the
masks. No.
Too funny.
beach. Definitely.
Well, I think we're about
Yeah.
out of stuff unless you have one more card. Let's say, or you want to save them for next time? What do
Well,
you
we
got?
could
You
save
got
them for
one more?
next time. This kind of falls in with it's kind of a theme. I don't know how
Oh,
I
well, then
managed to
let's have
grab
it.
themes, but who was your favorite teacher and your least favorite teacher?
Oh,
Since we've been reminiscing about prom and high school and our first musical things, teachers. Now this is considering we've been out of the education system for a long, long time. Those people that stick had to have really made an impact.
I know. I had a lot of favorite teachers.
You
but
did? Yeah.
If I had to pick just one, it would be tough. I had some really good teachers, but it would be Miss Callahan in third grade.
Do you guys know who Miss Callahan is by any chance?
Third
Any of you?
grade.
She's
Shout out
Wow.
if you
She was a lovely, lovely person. Nancy Gebhardt and I were so sad. She moved to Georgia and got married and didn't teach at the school anymore, but she was a lovely person.
Wow.
God bless you, Miss Callahan. And I don't know that I have a least favorite. There was nobody I really...
Because Bethy loves everybody.
Yeah,
You
she
know,
was,
some were like, goofy, but
good Chicago schools.
yeah. How about you?
Oh gosh, I had a couple of favorite teachers, and most of the teachers that I really enjoyed were more in high school. One of the teachers, he taught history, and so all about the world wars and all that kind of stuff, Hitler, but he was just so fascinating, as it was a lot of, he just talked. And he talked, but he was so exciting and so interesting.
cool.
And he made the history exciting and interesting because it was so long ago, most of it didn't have an
Cool.
impact.
That's
And
hard
so-
to make things
yeah.
interesting for kids because your attention span is like the attention span of a moth.
Yeah, yeah. So he was really cool. And then probably one that had the biggest impact on me was my chemistry teacher. She was phenomenal. Because back then there weren't a lot of women in high school teaching. There weren't a
Right.
lot of women in the sciences or in the math field.
Right.
It was very limited. And she was just really smart and just really kind, and she just had a way about her. I loved science after that.
Right.
When I got
That's
to
cool.
college chemistry was so easy because I had already learned it from her.
See how good is
And
that?
she was
That's
just
good.
phenomenal, just absolutely phenomenal. And so that kind of led me into getting into the sciences. And when I was
Right.
teaching those few years, I taught science. And so, yeah.
Did anyone ever tell you that you're their favorite teacher?
I had a few come back and say that I inspired
cool.
them to
That's
get
cool.
into. A couple of girls actually came back and told me that I inspired them to get in the biology field.
That's
to
cool.
study
That's very
biology
cool.
in college. So that was really nice. And they said it was due to me. So that was kind
See,
of
that's
a good
cool.
feeling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you never know. Because sometimes you don't. Because I teach elementary, you have no idea if you planted seeds or
See, that's
what
why
you did.
that's why I wanted to go back to elementary. I mean, like Miss Schmidt, who is now Andy Gauger, who's my favorite in high school, but when you can go all the way back to grade school.
Oh, good,
and
'cause that's where
remember
I'm going right
somebody.
now.
All right, your turn. Go.
As a matter of fact, my least favorite teacher was in grade school.
Okay.
He was my 5th grade teacher, and his name was Mr. Sanick, and he was just the prissiest, meanest, most persnickety. And I've always been a little gregarious, very social.
Really?
And he got a little bit peeved because I was Gabby one day, and I was, front and center
You,
in class.
Gabby?
I was always, desk in the front, da-da-da-da-da. He ordered me
Ordered
out of my desk and wanted me to sit in the desk the farthest away in the back in the corner, and I wouldn't get up and go. I would not. I'm like, no, you're not being fair, and I'm not doing it. I was in the 5th grade, and I did not like injustice even then, okay? That inspired me for a lifetime of advocating for people who don't advocate for themselves. But he got a couple of the boys, lifted up the desk I was sitting in, because it was all
Really?
one thing, and had them carry it all the way back into the corner of the room because I wasn't going to go do it voluntarily.
Oh,
so he was a jerk,
I never heard of that.
but he inspired me
Yeah.
to be an advocate for other people. My very, very, very favorite teacher ever, and I had some great teachers, was in high school. His name is, because he's still alive and we are still friends, Clark Black. He was my music teacher.
Oh,
And
you've talked about
for a
him
bajillion
before.
reasons. I moved here as a sophomore. I was a fish out of water. I knew nobody, but I always, always sang. I was in choirs from the time I was that big. So I got involved in the music department at my high school and ended up taking every class that they offered that would let me use my voice.
That's cool.
And he was a young man. He was only a few years older than his students. So he had a lot of energy, and he was a perfectionist. He always brought out the best in us, but he actually is the person who helped me realize that I had leadership skills. Because he would put me in a position of taking over class when he was gone and the substitute teacher they got was not musical, that kind of stuff. And he just was a wonderful man. I learned a lot about leadership. I learned a lot about working with people. Blending your voice was very important, because if you learn how to blend your voice with people so that you make a beautiful sound, then you also learn how to blend your thoughts and ideas with people who may not agree with you, and you can make a beautiful sound with that as well. So that he inspired me in so many
That's
ways.
cool. That's
We're still
cool.
dear friends. Clark, if you're watching, I love you and I always will, because he made such a positive difference in my life. So teachers, Terry is a teacher, teachers can really move you in ways you don't expect, even when it's a bad way with Mr. Sanick, and then a wonderful way with Mr. Black.
That's cool.
So,
Yeah.
so you make a difference, Terry.
Oh, thanks.
So there you go.
Well, with that, I think we should
need to
wind this
go.
up and go to Sammy's Woodfire Pizza.
I think so too. We
Get
may have
some
been a
lunch.
little long-winded. I hope you guys were keeping up with it, but we missed you so,
We did.
so much. We're very
Tremendously.
glad to be back
Thank
together.
you for watching. Please share the show. We would
Yes, please,
appreciate
share the
that.
show.
And
Send in your suggestions of things you might want us to talk about or explore.
babesinvoiceland@gmail.com.
It's usually me that
It
flops
is.
that.
I'm like, babesinvoiceland@gmail.com. Please send us any suggestions, requests for topics, whatever you got happening. So,
Suggestions for
happy-
improvement, yes.
Yeah.
Topics you'd like us to discuss?
Anything.
Anything?
Anything
Okay.
you got to say?
Absolutely.
And have a wonderful 4th of July, because this will be out before then. I'll have it edited and done. And stay safe. Don't forget your masks, and just don't let any goofy people breathe on you. Okay?
Here,
Don't
hold
let
on.
them
I want to
cough on you.
wave my mask
Where's mine?
and my
Mine's
flag.
behind me.
Oh,
I got the N95, Ethel. There you go. All
happy
right.
Independence Day.
N95 from 2007. See ya.
Bye.